The film begins with a scientist named Julian. He is telling his students in class about Neanderthals. Neanderthals were a species of humans that are now extinct. Surprisingly, some skeletons of Neanderthals had been discovered some time ago. The Neanderthal they found was named William. This class consisted entirely of scientists, and William proposed to everyone that if anyone wished, another William, a Neanderthal, could be born from William's DNA. Julian's idea was liked by Barbara, who was a scientist of medicine and biotechnology. She thinks of working on this idea, and after class, she meets Julian in a restaurant and discusses with him how it is possible to clone William. Yes, I know this process won't be easy, but it's not impossible either. After telling this, Barbara asks Julian, "Why are you so interested in Neanderthals?" Hearing this, Julian takes Barbara to his laboratory and shows her two stones, one of which was carved by Homo sapiens, meaning ordinary humans, and the other by Neanderthals. Neanderthals' carved stone could do a lot of things like cutting things, giving support, which clearly meant that Neanderthals had more power and intelligence than ordinary humans. If they succeed in bringing Neanderthals back in today's time, then the modern world can benefit greatly from this. Hearing this, Barbara feels even more that now William's cloning should be done. Barbara also asks Julian for help in this project, and they also take permission from the university to work on this project. They start working on William's cloning, and because of this, they get to spend a lot of time together in the lab. Gradually, they got very close, there were feelings between them and they started liking each other. All this was fine, but their project was failing day by day. They had to face some difficulty with every new day. Because of this, the head of the university, Bob, orders them to stop this project because it was wasting the university's resources and time. Hearing this decision, they also get sad because they had put a lot of their time, efforts, and mind into this project. After spending a few days in sadness, Barbara focuses on this project again and sees where they are making mistakes. After knowing their lacking points, she tells Julian that we can do this research ourselves. Barbara's idea was also not bad. They start working on their project again, and finally, they succeed in making the embryo of Neanderthal. They were very close to their success, but one more problem was that how did they take this embryo out of here, which was in an incubation machine at this time. Here, Barbara volunteers herself for this research. After implanting this embryo in her stomach, they easily hide it from everyone and take it out of the lab and university. As they get out of here, Julian and Barbara get married. A few months after their marriage, it's time for Barbara's delivery, and luckily, Barbara has a healthy baby boy and they named him William. This baby was a Neanderthal because he was made from Neanderthal's DNA, and Julian tells his head at university. He tells them that their experiment was successful and thus a Neanderthal has come into this world in the present. Hearing this, the head becomes furious because he did not expect that Julian would secretly continue this project. After hearing this news, the head immediately plans a board meeting where they were going to discuss what they would have to do next. A man advises them to sue Julian for using the university's resources and knowledge, but the head found this idea to be nonsense because the university had initially permitted this project. The scene cuts and it is shown that Julian, without the permission of the university's head, holds a press conference in which he tells everyone that they have successfully created a Neanderthal in this world. He also shows everyone photos of Neanderthals. Here at the press conference, he tells everyone that although he is not William's biological father, he will definitely become a proud father for him. He will do everything for his success, his happiness, and his future that a dad does. The scene is shown after years where William has grown up. We see that his face was different and unique from ordinary people. Here Barbara came to a new house with William, which was near a forest. Actually, this was Julian's house where Barbara came to drop him. Barbara hugs him and says, "You can come back to me whenever you want." Saying this, she left and William came to Julian's house. While looking at the house, he met a girl named Sarah who was his dad, Julian's girlfriend, who was going to live with him in this house. While eating, Sarah notices that William eats in such a different way. A little faster, as if he is very hungry. In response, Julian tells her that Neanderthals need more energy than ordinary people. Julian comes to William at night and tells him that "I am proud of you because you are able to understand this mortal world better than our expectations, and you will have to keep trying like this." The next morning, we see that along with Julian, Sarah also starts teaching William, so that William can understand the language of humans and understand them better. After it, we see Julian in his class telling his class that when William was born for the first time, humans gave such a bad response. Humans were against cloning. A good thing was that William has more positive features than humans, like he was born with 2% higher intelligence than ordinary people, plus his immune system was 20% stronger than ordinary people. Julian was telling in his class that the scene suddenly shifts to the past and we are shown the personal life of Julian and Barbara, where we learn that Julian and Barbara used to talk to each other, but the reason behind their divorce was William, because Julian wanted to experiment on William because he was a Neanderthal. He wanted to make him a test subject, but Barbara didn't want that because William was her son. She gave birth to William. She couldn't see her son as a test subject, and this was the main reason why Julian and Barbara got divorced. After their divorce, Barbara took William's custody and raised him like a single parent, whereas Julian used to come to meet him sometimes and used to get surprised at how quickly William was able to understand the environment here. But as William grew up, he started facing problems in his daily life. One day, when he was returning from school, his schoolmates started chasing him to bully him. William, a Neanderthal, was more intelligent than ordinary people but not as smart as ordinary people, so William got scared and started riding his bicycle. Unconsciously, his bicycle collided with something and fell, which caused an accident to the 3 kids behind him. These smart kids blamed the accident on William, and that's how William had to go to the police station. It was a good thing that the police just ignored it as a fight between the kids, but still, William had this feeling in his heart that his mom had to feel ashamed because of him. He came home and searched about Neanderthals on the internet, and he found out that Neanderthals are more famous in the world with another name, and this name was merciless and foolish Neanderthals who live in caves. He felt really bad after hearing this. Anyway, some time passed and we saw William in his teenage years when he was taking his college admission test. Due to too much energy, he broke his pencil many times, which made him furious. Anyway, after presenting this paper, he meets his friend Judy, who invites him to her house for drama practice because he had taken part in the annual function that will held a few days later. William says to Judy, "Not today, Judy, please today. I have made a camping plan with my friends. I will definitely come to your house tomorrow. We will practice for a long time." After it, William goes for camping with his friends here. They were enjoying, and during this, they meet a couple. Here, William's friend accidentally tells the couple that William is not an ordinary human but a Neanderthal. Hearing this couple gets excited. They ask William a lot of questions, and the girl asks, William, if you get a chance to go to the past to sit among people like you, to live in that environment where everything syncs with you, meets you, then how will you feel? Will you like to go there? William says yes without any hesitation because he wanted to know a lot about himself. Anyway, in the next scene, he wants to show us that after the drama practice with Judy, William was finally performing a drama in front of everyone. At the end of the drama, he and Judy come closer, and here, don't know what happens to William. He leaves everything and runs away. Here, he felt that getting close to each other was as difficult for him as it was easy for humans, maybe because he and Judy are different generations. He didn't understand how to make Judy understand how much he loves her. On the other hand, we are shown that at this time, William and Barbara had come to meet a consultant who tells him about William, that William needs a lot of guidance because his success rate is not good at all, and if they want to make him something in the future, then he needs extra care and extra attention. Here, Barbara decides that she will put William to work after a while, but Julian doesn't want that. Julian wanted William to complete his graduation and do whatever he wanted. Till then, William would stay with him, but Barbara wants to keep him with her. Because of this, there is a fight between them. Then the consultant suggests that you don't fight. Look, William is going to be 18 years old in a few years, and when he will be 18 years old, then he will be able to make his own decisions. So, they go home and talk to William about it and tell him that you have to make this decision carefully. After all this, William goes out with his friends where they talk about their university admissions. William's friend tells William that Judy has been admitted to Columbia University, and he gets sad to hear this. He comes home and sees that his parents were talking about his custody again. Barbara still didn't want her son to become a test subject, but here, Julian convinces him to become a part of his research. He tells him that if he becomes a test subject and helps in his research, millions of people will be helped with his good immune system. Many lives can be saved by improving their immune system, and in return, Julian will make all the arrangements to get him admitted to the university he chose. He will get him prepared for the test and will also contribute financially. That's why William agrees to live with Julian. The scene shifts back to the present where we see William with Julian and Sarah. Sarah and Julian made him prepare for the test with a lot of effort, but he failed in all the tests. Because of this, Julian becomes furious at William because according to his expectations, he wasn't good at his studies. He also scolds Sarah because she didn't teach him well. After Julian's departure, Sarah comes to William. She was also very saddened by Julian's behavior. That's why she takes William to the forest to improve their mood and tells him not to be sad. I know that you have made a lot of progress. I don't know why Julian doesn't see all this. Here in the forest, she also tells William that her parents also expected the same from her, but she was never good in her studies because her interests were different. She asks William, you must also have some interests. In the conversation, she finds out that William likes singing. While spending time with Sarah, he was getting closer to Sarah, and Sarah also started liking him, but this time, William didn't want to love anyone again because he knew it was difficult for him. Anyway, Sarah gets him prepared for the test and takes him to the university herself. Sarah was happier than before. Maybe she also found out that she likes William. She tells William, you wait for me, I will come to pick you up soon, but William was behaving very cold today. William goes to give the exam, but here too, he had old problems. He broke many pencils while filling the paper. This environment was not like his old school. He was getting nervous here, nothing was going according to plan. In anger, he left the exam. When he came out on the road, everyone started laughing at him because his facial features and behavior were very different. People not only made fun of him but also took pictures of him, because of which William felt bad. Being worried, William goes to his doctor. Here, the doctor tells him his story to calm him and tells him where he got the idea to give birth to him. He takes him to his lab where a Neanderthal was preserved. William was here today with the help of its DNA and genes. After seeing this body, William observes that he is neither a complete Neanderthal nor a complete human. They were talking about this, while on the other side, Sarah was being shown outside the university. She had been waiting for William for a long time, but William had not come out of the university yet, although the entrance exam was also over. When William doesn't come out for a long time, Sarah somehow calls Barbara. They leave to find William. It is shown that William had secretly come to his dad's class where Julian was still giving lectures to everyone about Neanderthals. As Julian is about to explain to the students how William's cloning will help people in the future. Hearing this, William stands up and tells everyone that nothing like this will happen because my dad has failed, because William was not at all according to his expectations. To silence him, Julian says, "You have failed again, right?" Hearing this, William says, "Yes, this is what I am telling you, that I failed today too." Saying this, he leaves. Julian immediately follows him because he knew that he had unknowingly done his own bad. Before he could explain anything to William, William turns around and punches him and says, "This courage has come to me because I know that you are not my dad." There is a fight between the two which is stopped by the people here, and some people call the police to stop this fight. To escape the police, William runs away. We see that Sarah and Barbara were both looking for William. While now the police were also roaming in this area to find William. Suddenly, Sarah sees William, but before Sarah goes to get him, a police officer attacked him from behind and killed him because he tried to escape by deceiving the police, and by seeing this, Sarah was out of control. William's sorrow was immense for him because she had started liking William. With William's death, all those who knew William were very sad. In the last scene of the story, Barbara visits the place where she found the Neanderthal's body. Here we see a baby like William in her hand. It was William's baby, a hybrid between Homo sapiens and Neanderthal. Thank you for watching. Subscribe the channel Mr. Movie Recap.